faster. See there, the switching from orthodox to southpaw there, the feet come square, and he's square on.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's world title fight at 135 pounds. It's for the vacant WBO strap in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, between the undefeated Northeast Ohio knockout artist Abdullah Mason taking on one of the brightest UK rising stars in Sam Noakes. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Find the notification button on my channel, click that so you never miss one of my daily live streams. Also, we launched our Johnny Says Boxing VIP memberships. We have 3 different levels. That link is pinned in the comment section below. Click that to find out more. It's a couple bucks a month. Whatever level of membership you choose, you gain access to our private VIP professional betting Discord. This video is actually a level 2 suggestion because it's such a big fight. I had about 10 level 2 Johnny Says Boxing VIPs requesting this fight, so this video is for you guys. All right, guys, this is an exciting card all around. Midweek already here in Australia. I've already broke down, uploaded, predicted, and analyzed the Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney world title fight. If you haven't watched that already, watch it after this one. This fight that takes place at 135 is on the same card. We know the champions at 135. Raymond Morataya, he was elevated. Tank Davis, what's going on with Tank? But he's still a champion, has the WBA strap. The bright green strap, Shakur Stevenson, the 135-pound stalwart. And considering what happened in Norfolk, Virginia earlier in the year with Keyshawn Davis, he is vacated. He's allegedly moved up to 40, and this belt is now wide open, and in steps Abdullah Mason from Cleveland, Ohio, and the Kent, UK product, Sam Noakes. So in this video, what we're going to do is break down both fighters' careers. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. Stay tuned to the end of the video. Like always, I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds and be telling you where to put your money. Guys, in Sam Noakes' very first pro fight, he fought Ted Cheeseman, a recognized name on the channel, and he lost a points decision. Since then, he's won every single fight to put him in this position. He has a 75% career knockout to win ratio. He's an orthodox fighter. He does a lot of things really well. He's a front foot aggressive style fighter. He's gonna push the pace. When we're talking about this stylistic matchup, you have in Sam Noakes an orthodox fighter who wants to be on the front foot, taking on a southpaw, tall, rangy, big power in Abdullah Mason. We know about the undefeated knockout artist from Cleveland, Ohio, the Mason fighting family. He's a southpaw who generates power from within the pocket or at range. He carries into the ring a 90% career knockout to win ratio. Abdullah Mason is always looking to end the show, so keep your eyes on this one. This could sneakily become the fight of the night. As soon as this one was announced, I said this is firefight written all over it. And I already talked about on my live stream today, both guys are coming into this fight knowing that this is their step up. And with that vacated belt being on the line, you're either going to have the youngest world champion in modern day boxing in Abdullah Mason or a world champion for the UK in Sam Noakes. So bragging rights are on the line, legacy is on the line. This is a career-changing, career-defining fight for both young men. Abdullah Mason is going to want to get his timing early. He's going to want to hit those counters. We've seen Abdullah Mason on the canvas before against Johan Vasquez. He got dropped twice. Now, a lot of the naysayers will come around and say, oh, Mason got dropped, he's chinny. I totally argue that point. That's like saying that Naoya Inoue, because he got dropped against Cardenas, that he's chinny. We know that a chinny fighter is not a guy who gets stunned, picks himself up, and wins by knockout. That's not a chinny fighter. A chinny fighter is a guy who gets stunned, gets dropped, and he gets knocked out cold, and that happens time and time again. We do know Abdullah Mason has never lost. He was able to pick himself up. I do want to see him make an adjustment, though. When we break down that tape, that exact fight sequence, that knockdown sequence from Johan Vasquez, what happened with Mason, call it hubris, call it the willingness to exchange, call it impulse. He went to the well not once but twice with a rear uppercut. A lot of coaches will tell you the only time you ever throw a rear uppercut is either in a combination or off of a counter punch. So what Mason did the first time was go in naked, no feint, no setup, went for the rear uppercut, and Vasquez caught him right on the button, dropped him, gets back up. Mason, being the young fighter that he is, the hungry knockout artist, went to the well again and got caught again. We do know he wasn't made to pay for those two mistakes. He ended up stopping Vasquez. You have to think, Sam Noakes, the 27-year-old, the one who is in his physical prime, Mason's only 21. You have to think that the camp watched this tape. The camp will be looking for this. Noakes is aggressive. The entire fight, he's going to have one eye on Mason going to the well. Noakes could crack. He has a high knockout to win ratio. He's fundamentally sound, and he knows what he's doing in the ring. The one thing on Noakes' side that I want to see him make an adjustment, we'll see if this is the case, is get your head off the midline. He's up for a fight so much that he's punching and throwing and trying to counter in the pocket. He doesn't move his head a lot, so he is there to get hit. In one of his recent knockout victories, right before he stops his opponent, he gets caught with a clean hook due to that pressure and due to that lack of head movement. For you guys at home who are betting your hard-earned money on this fight, those are just two narratives of the story to pay attention to as this fight heats up. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the one-loss Brit and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Sam Noakes is 23-1. Of his 23 wins, 17 of them are by knockout. His one loss was a decision loss, like I said, the very first fight of his career. He's fought a career total of 94 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 74% career knockout to win ratio. The Brit is a 28-year-old Orthodox fighter standing at 5'8". He lives in Maidstone, Kent, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Patrick Ballas, 13-4, stopped him in the third. Ryan Walsh, 29-4, UD in the 12th. Gianluca Seglia, 21-4, stopped him in the 8th. Mendy, 48-6, UD in the 12th. Sylvester, 13-0, stopped him in the 4th. When you look at Sam Noakes' film study, you're going to see an aggressive guy. You're going to see a confident fighter. Like I already said, he does a lot of things really well, and he's an exciting fighter. He's not going to have the speed advantage. He's not going to have the power advantage. The one advantage I will give him going into this fight, he's going up pretty much against a savant. Somebody who is just gifted and skilled at such an early age and is so dominant. Thus, Mason's only 21 fighting for a world title. What Noakes is going to have to do is be defensively sound, defensively smart. I want to see him move his head a bit more, not be there to get hit. I want to see him work the body against Abdullah Mason and get on the front foot early. It's going to be fun early. Don't blink. Don't go to the fridge. This one can end at any time. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the Northeast Ohio native, Abdullah Mason, and see what he's been up to in his career. Mason is 19-0 with 17 knockouts. Out of 2,636 fighters in the world at 135, he's ranked number 6. He's fought a career total of 59 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 90% career knockout to win ratio. The American is a 21-year-old southpaw standing at 5'9" with a 74-inch reach. He lives and resides in Cleveland, Ohio, USA. He last fought Jeremiah Nakatia, 26-4, stopped him in the 5th. Ornelas, 28-4, stopped him in the 6th. Manuel Jaime, 16-2, stopped him in the 4th. Johan Vasquez, 26-5, stopped him in the 2nd. Ohan, 19-2, stopped him in the 2nd. It was that Johan Vasquez fight that I already talked about, in which he not only made a mistake, but he made the same mistake over and over. This is something that young fighters do, and I talked about it earlier today on my stream and in the Discord when I was being asked about Brian Norman Jr. Norman Jr., when he was fighting a guy named Janelson Bocachica, he goes into the firefight without setting up his backhand, no feint, no jab, nothing. And Janelson saw it coming and clipped him with the most gorgeous overhand right. Since that fight, he learned from that. And then you watch Norman Jr. grow through his career. The Santillan fight, you watch him against Derek Cuevas and Sasaki. He hides his backhand better. He throws the jab out there. He moves his head a little bit better. So that's an example of a guy leveling up and learning from a knockdown. I totally expect to see this from Abdullah Mason, not going to the well with that rear uppercut and looking for it off of a counter. When you're 21 years old and you're a knockout artist and you have all this hype about you and you're 5'9" and long and rangy for the division, and you just happen to have electric in both fists, you're going to take risks that most guys don't take, and generally you get away with them. We'll see if that's the case come fight night. Before I give you guys my prediction, I want to remind everybody that I do daily live streams. In those live streams, you're going to get my money line predictions, you're going to get my prop bets, knockdown props, my long parlay. So stay tuned and click the notification button. Join the Discord to get all those bets. In these Stats Don't Lie videos, you're only going to get my money line prediction. I do want to say I put up a poll on my Instagram, about 42,000 people in there, about 10,000 of them voted. Pretty shocking to see 93% of the people who voted picked Mason to win. Right now, I want to take a closer look at Las Vegas odds and see where they're sitting at this moment. All right, guys, if you're in Australia, I highly suggest you use Bet365 simply for the fact that a draw doesn't kill your bet. If you're using sports bet, a draw kills your bet. So right now on the money line, Abdullah Mason is $1.27. 100 on Abdullah gets your money back plus 27 bucks. Noakes is $3.70, so not quite a 3-to-1 dog, which I think is fair. 100 on Sam gets your money back plus 270 bucks. This is going to be both fighters their step up. This is a world title fight, so we have to expect the best of each fighter. Is it too much too soon for Abdullah Mason? He's by no means a finished fighter. We are watching a fighter learn on the go. He's not a finished product. He's years away from his physical prime. In Noakes, the 28-year-old, he's physically matured. He's seen a lot just in life experience. Bringing that into the ring, that has to account for something. I think the odds are pretty fair, not quite 3-to-1. Where I'm going with my money, the money line bet $1.27 is juicy enough on Mason to juice up a parlay. You got to stay tuned for a prop bet that I really like. Join the Discord to get that information. I'm going all in on Abdullah Mason. I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, so my dad always said, Johnny, bet with your wallet, not with your heart. I tend to side with Northeast Ohio fighters. Tiger Johnson, we just saw him victorious against Nick Flaz as a pretty big underdog, and we hit on that. This is not Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason should make this look easy. His power, speed, reflexes, his length, and his willingness to fight in the pocket, a specific area where Noakes is going to bring it to him. All in all, this should be a firefight. And the comment section below, this is not an echo chamber. Maybe you see something in the Brit that I don't see. At the end of the fight, are we going to see Sam Noakes become a world champion, or are we going to see the Northeast Ohio product, Abdullah Mason, become boxing's youngest world champion? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, guys, if you haven't seen my breakdown, analysis, and prediction of the world title fight on this card at 147 between Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney, stay tuned to the channel because that's coming up right now.